Michigan Athletic Director Ward Manuel is on the college football playoff selection committee, and he did not go.
I don't understand trying to suspend Jim Harbaugh right now.
I would fine Jim Harbaugh to death, but I would not punish the players. I would not punish the team.
It is Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, ESPNU, ESPN app, Sirius XM, Channel 80, along with Michelle Smallman, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen with you. Keep those tweets coming at Pat Costello 20 on show suggestions. He wants them coming in. So the latest with Michigan. This is from Pete Thamel. And reminder, Michigan is in the top 4 in the college football playoff. It was announced on ESPN last night. It stays as is. Two things in terms of rankings stays as is this week. The Canny Power Rankings and the college football playoff, both same as the week before. No changes, no movement. Ohio State 1, Georgia 2, Michigan 3, FSU 4. Now, what Pete Thamel, ESPN College Football Insider reporter, is reporting today, I will read the tweet at Pete Thamel. Sources, the Big Ten expects a response from Michigan on the notice of discipline by the end of the day on Wednesday. Don't expect any ruling by the Big Ten on Wednesday, as they are expected to take time to absorb Michigan's response. Now, in this scenario, I think we are a little bit, I don't know if confused is the right word, but maybe more so curious as to what this means, what Michigan has information on relative to their penalty, if anything, and what the Big Ten/NCAA is going to do with the response, as if that should matter at all.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. If the Big Ten has enough information where they have to move and they have to punish Jim Harbaugh and Michigan right now, then why do you have to wait on their response for the allegations that have been made? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. You're having this conference call with all...
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Well, Israel does reject calls for a ceasefire. It will consider short pauses to get more humanitarian aid into Gaza, where officials say more than 10,000 Palestinians have been killed, hundreds of thousands are in shelters, and more are evacuating today as fighting rages. And that is a big issue at a G7 meeting of world leaders in Japan.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken says he and his counterparts from Europe, Canada and Japan all support humanitarian pauses in the fighting in Gaza. But as for a full ceasefire, Secretary Blinken says that would have an unacceptable result.
Hamas left in place with more than 200 hostages, with the capacity and stated intent to repeat October 7th again and again and again.
Regarding Gaza after the war, the Secretary of State says Palestinians must be allowed to stay and Israel cannot be an occupying force. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Now, the Congress is considering more military aid to Israel. It could be bundled with more funding for Ukraine to battle Russia, but Republicans are demanding more border security here in the U.S. be tied to that. GOP Senate Leader Mitch McConnell says,
we have to have a credible solution to the wide open border.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says the administration is open to new immigration proposals, but says things are fundamentally missing from the Republican offer.
Creating, for example, an earned path to citizenship for Dreamers and others.
The GOP-led House approved an Israel-only aid bill tied to IRS funding cuts. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Now, GM is recalling all 950 of its self-driving cars to update software after one of the Cruise autonomous vehicles dragged a pedestrian last month who'd been involved in a hit-and-run crash. This all prompted California to revoke Cruise's license to operate those driverless cars. On Wall Street, we are seeing stock futures rising after another day of gains. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
And local news, White House teaming up with the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois to launch a pilot program to help migrants apply for work permits. Sun-Times reports the Biden administration pilot program kicks off Thursday in Chicago. It's designed to help asylum seekers apply for their work authorizations. Officials hope the granting of work permits will take some of the financial burden off the city and the state and fill a large number of job vacancies. The governor is celebrating the opening of Fermilab's new superconducting quantum materials and systems center's garage in Batavia. The garage, one of the largest research labs in the world. The new lab bringing together a multi-sector coalition that'll collaborate to bring quantum technology to scale. Illinois is the only state in the nation to house 2 of the 5 national quantum labs. Big Ten Network's pregame show, Big Tailgate coming to Champaign. Tailgate's going to set up in Grange Grove on Saturday. The Big Tailgate has a new look with Mike Hall and first-year analyst Tyvis Powell traveling to a different Big Ten campus each week. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hey, good morning. It is Wednesday morning. It is November the 8th, ESPN 93.5. It's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. We're on the radio with meteorologist Greg Solier. He's brought to you this morning by Carl.
Carl reminds you they're always looking to increase their team. If you've got some skills, you love serving the community, visit carl.org/careers.
All right, Mr. Greg, the weather continues to be mild. I just cannot believe it. I'm walking around yesterday. Except for the whole 5 o'clock dark thing, this has just been fantastic.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And boy, I tell you, another great day's worth of weather. You are, and one and all hereby granted the multi-hour extended lunch hours, plural, today. We do have a change coming our way. Cold front lined up over parts of the far west and northwestern Corn Belt will be coming our way, but not a lot of energy to lift the atmosphere or make rain, so that's good news. And we'll transition to something a little more typical for this point in early to mid-November on temperatures. We can certainly deal with that. Actually, these soils are running a little bit on the warmer side, so our producer friends who put anhydrous down would need a little more cooling. But it's not going to be the story next week. Another big warm up, and we're not done with shirt sleeves type weather around here at some point mid to late next week and probably into the following week as well. And a fair amount of rain to show up thereafter. No sign of wintertime around here anytime soon, although parts of northern Michigan have a little snow this morning. Around here, 58 lovely degrees already at this hour at Willard on a increasing southeast wind, 56 at Rantoul, same at Danville, and over at Bloomington Normal. This is pretty much what you expect in the afternoon for this point in November. Forecast high today, 77, probably even a couple of 80s on the favorite car thermometer. Partly sunny skies, maybe a sprinkle of the north and west late this morning, and maybe a stray shower late this afternoon. That'll linger into early on tonight. A few hundredths of an inch if we get anything at all. Low down to 48 tomorrow. Partly cloudy, breezy, much cooler in 56. 55 on a good-looking Friday with midday and afternoon sunshine. Weekend forecast, fantastic. No weather issues for football Saturday around here. 54 the high, and probably somewhere around 50 at kickoff time on Saturday. 56 on Sunday, up near 60 Monday, into the lower 60s Tuesday. Maybe some 70-degree weather due in the mid to late portions of next week. Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solier.
Man, oh man, so we're going to Pia's on Friday.
Yes, we are.
I mean, temperature is going to be 50s.
Yeah, after 3 o'clock. I think we should have it outside. I talked with Eric ahead of that win against EIU, and we were talking, should we bring it in? Should we have it outside if it's not windy?
Yeah, windy's the key.
Let's go outside.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, you're thinking, 3 months ago when we were talking about going to Pia's and doing 4 live broadcasts, you're thinking, well, let's see, November 10 and 9, that's going to be... Right. I mean, you're not thinking...
Exactly.
It's going to be this weather. And so with Gracie's wedding coming up a couple of weeks, that just got to stretch this El Nino thing out. A little bit more, please.
December 2. Come on, Mother Nature.
Women's basketball, Shauna Green gets her first win at 20-point win.
Absolutely.
LSU. Did you see that?
No.
Number 1 ranked team in America got smoked.
Uh-oh.
I mean, yeah, they won the national championship. I think they're still ranked number 1. Anyway, reporting on women's basketball hasn't been a thing around here for a while.
I know it.
Last time I talked about women's basketball very much was Teresa Grantz.
Right.
That was when Bill Clinton was president. So
it is a new era.
Just kind of.
Genesis Bryant scoring a career high 32 points. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's a weird thing. But I look at her eyelashes.
I know it.
What is it about eyelashes in the world today? I mean, it's a thing. Women's basketball, I see eyelashes.
Right.
So it's just the style?
When did that start? And who started it?
I don't know.
But why are we doing big old eyelashes?
I know my daughters are into it when they go, ow, but I don't think they'd think about it if they were hitting the basketball court.
Well, I mean, would that affect? Obviously, it doesn't. It must not affect your blinking. It's more hair.
Right.
Because you got big eyelashes.
But it looks so cool.
It looks cool. No, but isn't that funny? I think of Genesis Bryant. I'm thinking, man, that's a cool eyelashes, man. Right. I'm not thinking you're quick. You can shoot the ball and you're really good at basketball. I'm thinking, where do you get your eyelashes? Yeah,
that's right.
NIL deal with that, do you?
That could be.
I don't know. Anyway, Shauna Green after the game.
We won. We went 1-0. Was it perfect? No. But it's our first game, and we played a lot of different lineups that we haven't played. So we're going to take this. This is going to be a really good learning experience from it. And that's what we just talked about in the locker room. We're going to take this, we'll break it down, but there's certain things we just need to be better at. We know that, and now it's about putting it into action.
All right, so 1-0, 20-point win. So Barry Lunny Jr. Met the media yesterday, and the buzz is still about John Paddock. Brett Bielema later this hour on the phone with us, and obviously you asked about Luke Altmaier. The word's going to be he's getting better every day. I mean, if I'm Brett Bielema, and I don't know, or if I'm not sure, why would I give Indiana the absolute? I wouldn't. 10:59, my quarterback, going to be right there. Okay? It'll be Saturday morning. All right, so the whole John Paddock, Brett Bielema's probably played or coached in, 400 football games?
You think that many?
Well, he's 30 years.
Right.
10 games a year, 300 plus NFL stuff, which is right. And watched another couple of thousand. He'd never seen anything like this.
I think it was just kind of obviously a very unique situation, but also it's not altogether unique for football. One player in, one player out. Obviously, it's fairly unique for it to be fourth down, backed up and long, and obviously the way John handled it was, just beyond great. Just came in with a great deal of poise and didn't flinch and got the job done in a very special way.
Yeah, he went on.
He's a 6-year player, and nothing really surprises him and nothing really phases him, and that's how he always practices and prepares. And I think coach is always preaching about those guys. Every game that we go to, during pregame we do our ones do like 4 plays. The last thing we do, like on the field, 4 plays, and the twos come up and do their 4 plays. And every single game, John grabs those guys before we run the plays. These guys have, listen, we're all 1 play away from being called into this game. Be ready. And that's just a mentality that he goes by, and I think our whole team and organization believes in John Paddock. I know they do.
I hope Luke Altmaier's ready to go. I do, because he played a really, really good game too. But this is really different from the feel standpoint too, because normally if your quarterback who's been playing since the Penn State game, been playing 150 quarterback rating since then, he's played really well. Like 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, great. So I hope he plays. But normally in a must-win, which is kind of what we're in at home, Indiana kind of need this to get to 5. Yeah. Because you got to get to 6. Try to get 6 wins, go to a bowl. Normally you're going, I hope. Now it's like, John Paddock's pretty good. He can play. So it's different because normally, if we don't have Luke, we got another guy that apparently is pretty good at it. And it's just a different kind of deal. And what kind of response from the crowd on Dad's Day would John Paddock get if he does play some? So, right. I mean, it's going to be thank you for the Minnesota thing. It'll be a huge, huge ovation. And I would think everybody in the lineage of the Bob Wright family will be there if in fact, he's going to start. And I don't know if that'll even be announced till that day. So I don't know. Brett Bielema will be up later this hour.
That's right.
The Cub fans are still buzzing about this Craig Counsell, and the owner of the Milwaukee Brewers came out and said, we're just assimilating that, we lost Craig.
Right.
And the owner said, but he lost us. So I don't think it went very well.
Okay,
I don't think they expected him to go 45 minutes south to Wrigley Field.
But 5-year, $40 million contract.
But, was it not one of the, but wouldn't Craig Counsell, unless he just didn't want to be there, wouldn't he go to the owner and say, and the owner says, okay, I'll match that, right? You would at least give him a chance, unless Craig just said, I'm kind of done here. This is a small market.
It is so different now in the job world when it comes to opportunities. And do you mention it and all that? I don't know. It's just,
well, it just depends on your relationship with where you are.
It does.
And if he's thinking Milwaukee's a small market, I had to scratch to get the players I got. Chicago's a major market. The owner told me he's going to spend.
Right.
Chicago, market 3.
Sure.
New York, LA, Chicago. So, I mean, it must be a step up. And then there are people saying, why didn't you sign Bellinger, man? He gave all the money to the manager's never been to a World Series. Okay, there's that. So, I don't know, but I think Craig Counsell's a great manager. So, Cubs just got better in my mind.
Well, when you mention LSU losing yesterday, I was just reading about Kim McCauley and Angel Reese, ranked number 1 in the LSU Tigers. Shaquille O'Neal ended up going into the Colorado Buffaloes locker room and congratulating the number 20th ranked women's basketball team for stunning the LSU Tigers 92-78.
I was Shaquille there. Oh, watching women's basketball. He played at LSU 2 years.
Sure. I was there in the 90s.
He was 2 years.
Right.
They guarded him with 4 people.
I know.
He was like a sandwich. He couldn't move.
Right.
And he played in Champaign, played at Assembly Hall.
Oh, wow.
And look, Shaquille O'Neal, anybody remember Rennie Clemens? He went up, and the fable is he dunked over Shaquille. I don't think he dunked, but we did win the game.
Okay.
Anyway, Shaq, I just remember I was on the floor, and it's just, mountain.
Yes.
Oh, man.
It's true.
And then you think about, the rest of his life. He won how many titles? Great. He's huge. Endorsements. He's rich, whatever. Try getting in a Prius. Try getting in a Volkswagen. That man, the rest of his life has got duck doored. I mean, I don't think it'd be practical.
You're right.
To be 7'2" for the rest of your life, weigh 300 pounds.
I mean, walking in any entryway, you'd be ducking.
I mean, everything, and everybody wants a picture all the time.
For sure.
All the time.
Every time you go somewhere. You can't hide it. You can't wear the baseball hat.
There's not too many at that status, but Shaquille O'Neal would be one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the super status level of, I can't imagine the Taylor Swift life today.
Yeah.
What do you do with anything? I mean, that's like Donald Trump recognition now.
Mm-hmm.
She's the most famous woman in the world.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. But when you were mentioning the women's basketball and the eyelashes, Angel Reese comes up in the search for sure.
She has the big old flappy ones. I don't know. It's just fascinated me. Women's
like monarch butterflies.
College women's basketball. But who started it? Who's the first? How did it catch on? How do things like that, urban things like that, how does that happen?
I don't know. Women's basketball winning for the 7th straight season opener, and Genesis Bryant with 32 points, 81-61 over Morehead State yesterday. We'll have the Chicago Bulls in action against Phoenix, and we'll have the Bears hosting Carolina tomorrow for NFL action.
Thursday night game.
Soldier Field.
7:18 weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
So many great fall programs. Stay active this fall and into the winter. Start to line things up. There's some terrific programs. And Work It Circuit is one that I've got started to check out. urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a nice, delightful day's worth of wind blown. Perhaps more or less early September weather across the area, with temperatures well into the 70s. Cold front will come through the area, knocking temperatures down to more seasonal levels. Another big warm-up slated for next week. Windy and warm as expected for the day-to-day. Partly sunny skies, maybe a sprinkle this morning and a spray shower late this afternoon at 77. That south wind 15 to 25 and gusty. Lingering shower too early on tonight. No big deal on the rainfall. Winds will shift around into the northwest to diminish. Low down to 48. Tomorrow, breezy, much cooler, partly cloudy skies and a high to about 56 degrees. Into the upper 30s tomorrow night. Sunshine and a high on Friday of about 55. Quiet weather for the weekend with middle 50s by day, lower 30s at night. Getting close to 60 on Monday, lower 60s Tuesday, into the 60s Wednesday, and 70s late next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Stolye.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs, and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
SeaWorld is reporting a disappointing summer quarter. SeaWorld says business was dragged down by a drop in attendance in the late summer season. It also runs Busch Gardens branded parks. Its competitors, Cedar Fair and Six Flags, recently announced plans to merge. Online eyeglass company Warby Parker is reporting a better than expected quarter. It's also raising its forecast for the year. The company was seeing demand for its contact lenses and shoppers were spending more. Warby Parker says it makes more from contacts. Rivian shares are higher after the electric truck company revealed plans to step up production. It also ended an agreement to sell electric vans exclusively to Amazon, which is a part owner of Rivian. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosolda, invested in you.
I'm Charles Payne. Listen to my Unstoppable Prosperity podcast so I can get you making money right now. 35 years on Wall Street taught me how to successfully invest in the stock market. In my 4-part series, I'm going to teach you too. Some of Fox Business's finest join me to help tell my story, impart crucial lessons from my Unstoppable Prosperity book, and to give you the tools to achieve your own financial dreams.
Listen anytime, everywhere at foxbusinesspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices, Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, Champagne.com. Yes, you can still eat off the BMW showroom floor. Frankly, just in Honda service the other day, Ben, I believe you could eat off the Honda service floor, man. It's that clean. Come on, man.
Listen, if you can't, we're doing something wrong because, a dirty shop just gives a lot of negative connotations. So it's more than just making it look nice. It's about a discipline, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, listen.
I've been in some dirty shops
No, come on. Listen, it just, and also, Brett Bielema, he's going to come up here in the next half hour on the program.
I'm excited.
He said an NFL guy stopped by his office, hey, you're not having the season, but I want you to, but I wanted you to know that you got something going on here. You got something going on at Sarah Champagne. It isn't that easy. It just isn't that easy to have 160 or whatever you got on the page, Ben. How do you do it?
Hire employees with character and pay them really well. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it.
Okay.
It's the team,
So what would you just say? Sit down and what is it? The meet the parents. You put the lie detector thing.
There you go.
Get Robert De Niro to hold their wrists and doctors. Let's talk about you liar. You are a liar, man. I mean, integrity. Yeah. You don't really know. I mean, completely. Right. It's not easy. Anyway, you got it going. You're still planning on 200 cars landing at Sarah Champagne and 5 different lines, and these are not spoken for. You're talking about new cars now, right?
Yep. Got to. We did, I think, 13 yesterday, and sold our last Hummer in stock. So we got taking Hummer orders on the ones that are coming, but Subarus. Well, we got a lot of Subarus. we've been selling to zero, and our allocation kind of caught up with us a little bit. Caught up to us, so that now we're like, okay, now we can fill all the orders we want and still have some where people come in and they want to buy one, and they go, how long do I have to wait? Probably no wait on a lot of different
That's
vehicles.
really exciting. It may be getting through all this. Hey, now the Hummer doesn't do like a crab sideways walk, right?
It does everything but fly, Stevie, and it almost does that. It actually has, imagine a car that doesn't use gas that has a launch mode, like literally a button that says launch on it. That's all you need to know. Yeah.
Wait a minute, these are the electric ones?
Fully electric, 1,000 horsepower, 330 miles to a full battery, and And that battery even recharges a little bit.
Does it got power?
From the dealership.
Guys, really power and goes and really can move?
It just says it's ridiculous torque. It's 0 to 60 in about 2 seconds.
What?
And it'll turn on the diameter of a golf cart practically.
I can't believe it.
It's just a ridiculous vehicle.
And so you can order it, but you don't have one sitting around. You sold it yesterday. Okay.
We had one, sold it to some really good customers, and we got 2 or 3 more coming over the next month or so. And I might have put my name on a couple of them, so that we got them coming in, but they're not for me.
No, I get it.
I'll probably change my mind and make some local customers.
Oh man! All right, he's our guy because he just is our guy. So you have some nice tickets for the Oakland game Friday night. 4 of them, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I've got 4, and they're together one way or another. They're like 2 in row 5 and 2, in 124.
Okay.
I've got row 5 and row 6. So you're either right behind each other or right next to each other.
Okay. We've got
doesn't matter.
4-pack that, again, these are section 124. These are tickets I don't have, friends.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben, my friend Ben does. So here's what we do. You text in Sarah, and I tell you what, I'm not even going to tell you how to spell it, because if it's not spelled properly, you don't get it.
Okay, then.
You have to understand that Sarah Champagne, we've said about a zillion times, so you have to go online if you don't know how to spell Sarah. So you got to spell Sarah right. So Sarah is what you text in to 217-359-2255, and 4 tickets could be yours. You have to go find Ben today or tomorrow. The game is Friday night, but we want to make sure they're in your hand.
That's right.
So the texts are already blowing in because they know when I have Ben Quattrone, owner, managing partner, Sarah Champagne, these are the real deal.
Could be a good game against Oakland, too. Ohio State, narrowly won against Oakland to open their season. There was a lot of challenging games, it looked like, in the Big Ten when it comes to opening the season. But we managed EIU, no problem.
Well, it's off and running. Okay, so I'm looking here at the early text, and yes, they are spelling it properly.
Excellent.
If you spell it wrong, you're out.
Something's working.
You're out, man. Okay, Ben, we'll be in touch. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ben Quattrone, Sarah Champagne. They've got GMC, Buick, Subaru, Honda, and BMW. Okay.
Excellent.
So you just text in. We'll do that for a while. 217-359-2255. Text in Sarah, and you have a chance for prime tickets for the. I mean, it's just, again, who cares who they're playing? You're close.
And once again, around 7:50, we'll be talking with Coach Brett Bielema about the game and about the quarterbacks and about the whole thing.
Yep. Did his daughters request smiley pancakes again from a Peep?
Exactly.
It was school night, probably. No. It was Saturday. Sunday. They could have done that. All right, we have a Stever. In just a moment, you'll be able to go to gostever.com and click on Merle Norman.
So much fun at 706 West Market View Drive at the end of October, as Maryland just really showed everyone a good time with the witches' hats and the decorations. But now we're getting in that holiday mode. There's actually a chilled plum holiday chill color collection that is really nice. This is a really fantastic palette. And when you go to those holiday parties and shopping, you'll want to have that high shine, the cool tones, the playful finishes and really get the color that matches your skin tone. She does it all. And just give yourself a little pampering for a half an hour or so. Get one of those express facials done at Merle Norman and make that appointment and visit with Marilyn. She's just so good with skin. She has this mirror that's 7 times magnified. So
we want to see 7K?
Not really, but you can really get in there and talk about things that'll solve problems and the skincare that Merle Norman has been doing for 70-something years and products made right here in America. It's a great place to support. 706 West Market View Drive, right over by Subway.
All right, we're doing that. It's $100 to buy product and your facial. Essentially, it's a makeup color thing. Okay, Merle Norman, GoStever.com, GoStever.com. You'll love it. It's Wednesday. Stand by. Ed Martin, Brother Johnny, coming up next. Then Brett Bielma. Stand by.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Hearing later at 10 a.m. Eastern in front of the House Judiciary Committee examining the current state of free speech on college campuses. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves captures a second term.
We all now know what it means in a state like Mississippi when you stand up to the national liberals and when you stand up to Joe Biden.
The Republican defeats Democrat Brandon Presley. 4 more years for Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear.
Kentucky is on a historic win streak.
The Democrat with a 5-point victory over Republican challenger Attorney General Daniel Cameron, a deeply red state. Democrats of Virginia back in power in the General Assembly retain control of the state Senate. Major defeat for Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin and fellow Republicans. Did you feel it? A 5.3 magnitude earthquake strikes West Texas this morning. That from the U.S. Geological Survey. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. One person in custody after shooting had led to a lockdown at a school in Mattoon. Police say they were dispatched to the 300 block of Charleston Avenue on a report of an active shooter. Investigators determined a man had shot another inside a home. The suspect ran off at St. John's Lutheran School, which was put on lockdown. Less than an hour later, the man was located and arrested. A University of Illinois student, the new Miss Illinois Collegiate USA, Isabella Smith, crowned at the inaugural Miss Midwest Collegiate USA pageant over the weekend in South Bend, Indiana. The 20-year-old is a junior working towards her Bachelor's of Arts in Communication. She'll now advance to the Miss Collegiate National Competition. The Illinois State Police trooper shot and beaten in the line of duty last month released from the hospital Tuesday. The family of Trooper Dakota Chapman Green and the Illinois State Police confirmed he was able to return home for the first time in nearly 2 weeks. 37-year-old Cristobal Santana is charged in the attack. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you. Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity as expected. Big warm-up for the day today. Cold front will be on the move for tonight. Temperatures behind that frontal boundary back to more seasonal levels for this point in November. After that, a steady rise on readings early next week. Big widespread unseasonably warm air mass, perhaps record-setting across much of the core belt. Anticipated the second half of next week and into the following week. No real sign of winter time expected anytime soon. Partly sunny, windy, warm for the day today. Maybe a sprinkle in spots this morning and a spray shower late this afternoon. 77 for the high, maybe even 80 south of Champaign County. South wind 15 to 25 in gusty. A couple of showers before midnight tonight. We'll bottom out at 48. Tomorrow partly cloudy, breezy, much cooler. The high at about 56 degrees. 37 tomorrow night. Weekend forecast, sunshine for the day. Friday at 55. Right around the 55 degree mark Saturday and Sunday. Up near 60 by Tuesday and into the 60s next Wednesday and Thursday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Ultras, Greg Soldgay.
We get right to it. Ed Martin, Brother Johnny, it's Wednesday. Yeah, it is in the swamp. You're outside. You're in Virginia. Where are you, Ed?
I'm southern. I'm down in Fredericksburg, Virginia, historic Fredericksburg, for a meeting. So I'm old colonial town down here. But yeah, I'm near the swamp. I'll be in the swamp later today to survey the wreckage. Okay,
Brother Johnny down in Bible study in New Orleans, where we all ought to be 24/7. Johnny.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good to hear you, boys.
All right, so in Virginia, they were hoping to...
Wait a second, Stevie J. I didn't hear where's our opening music? Did you not get that today?
Yeah, hey, it's a long story.
Said that.
I just said I got to get the... Bruno, we got the Bruno... It's Bruno Mars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll try and.
Yeah, I mean that's how the Facebook people know to shut us down. They hear that they got it in the algorithm, and yeah, exactly. All right, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's just a reminder. My disclaimer: I'm so happy Joe Biden is my president and Kamala is my vice president. Okay, so they were supposed to hold the House in Virginia. They're supposed to overtake the Senate in Virginia. They lost the House. They lost. Did not gain. It's now all blue except for Governor Youngkin. What happened in Virginia last night, Ed?
Well, I worked a poll yesterday in the early morning and then in midday, and turnout was low. Now I'm in a relatively red community. I'm a precinct captain, and I watch my precinct. It's more conservative than not, but it's still Northern Virginia, and it's Fairfax County. So, but very low turnout, right? So, I think a couple things. What was overblown in the press was that Youngkin was magic, and as governor, he has had to disappoint gun owners. He's disappointed property rights owners. He's disappointed a bunch of the base, and also his running for president versus Trump, which has been a story for about 6 weeks out here, that he's going to succeed so well he's going to run against Trump. That doesn't help you with your turnout. So that's one thing. The left and the Democrats did try to make the race all about abortion. So insofar as you hear that as the messaging, oh my gosh. Now, Youngkin hasn't been that pro-life, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's the kind of messaging that they're doing, fear, and it seems to have worked. And again, across the country, in every race, the Democrats outspent the Republicans about 2-1. I mean, the Kentucky race, that guy is a great candidate. The Attorney General, Cameron, a Republican, he had, I think, $8 million less than his opponent, the Democrats. So I'm at 30 or 40 million spent. But so look, I think the Democrats continue to have bigger turnout in the cities. Look, in Virginia, it's very, very disappointing. We had a lot of hope that it could go completely in the control of the Republicans, but here we are with divided government, and we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, I'm going to leave Virginia to you. I can't understand the low turnout because I feel some urgency that we change our leadership, but now not to go back to where we are trying to get out of right now, which is Democratic rule, progressive Democratic rule.
Yeah.
And here in Louisiana, it went the way I made sense to me, which was there's just no Democrats left. They were just wiped out, guilt by association, whatever. So that's different.
Well, but
I think it's going to, Stevie. I think it's going to start to go more blue, more red. I think we'll see which way each state breaks.
More people moving to the red, more people moving to the blue, whatever they want. But when you look at the New York Times and I think CNN, the new polling for Joe Biden, this is why I do not think it'll be Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. I mean, the fact that they're bringing out a New York Times poll that's so bad for Biden that Trump beats him in the key states. I mean, that just means they got to get somebody else, and they're signaling. I think they're giving up on Joe Biden. If the press does, he's not going to make it.
Well, I don't know. Listen, I think and David Axelrod over the last few days at one of the Obama reunions said, it's time for President Biden to think about whether it's right for him to do it. No, look, the New York Times publishing that, Axelrod's comments, it's now a concerted effort because the Democrats are in the Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Hillary Clinton moment, which is the only candidate that Trump can beat easily is Biden. He's such a mess. He's such a disaster. He's an addled, senile Jimmy Carter without the charm. And so, at this point, they're trying to get rid of him. But I have to disagree with you, Stevie J. What the Biden camp did, and Joe Biden did it, you can say what you want about him, but they know politics. They rode it out long enough, propped him up long enough. It's going to be hard to force him out. And I did a segment on my radio show yesterday. I said it's called presidential fever. It's like a blood-borne, like a malaria. And when you're a party's candidate, Hillary Clinton, John Kerry, John McCain, Mitt Romney, and you get this close to the presidency, you never get over it. And I didn't realize only after the fact. Same thing with a guy that gets one term, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. You're demanding a second term. Joe Biden will not yield. His wife doesn't want to yield. They will prop him up. And so the civil war goes on in the Hamas, Antifa Democrat Party to see what they can do with this guy. And the problem for us guys, and back to this, is will they cheat? And I don't mean just at the ballot box. I mean with the big media and big tech to lie to the American people about the crises that's coming next and see if they can persuade the public to vote against their interests.
Well, you got to admit, Eddie, they are playing one of the many weaknesses of the Republicans. Just say, "Yo, you got it. We can't win," and then they'll just won't vote. They don't vote. It's hard to get them out anyway, and it's going to be like, we finally got rid of that idiot Biden, and then of course he'll win, and we'll say, "I thought he had it." It's an old trick. It's an old trick, Steve.
And I thought that Mitt Romney had a chance. Silly Stevie J. That was silly. He had to got smoked. Anyway, I don't know. I just have a hard time thinking. I just see it coming where he's going to say, I'm going to spend more time with my family and all that the stuff. And then here comes Michelle Obama. Oh, boy.
Well, and I don't know. I've heard that a lot. I don't know. But, Eddie, I got to ask you this.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to ask Eddie about, it comes down to, I don't think Virginia's in play, to be honest. So we've got, Pennsylvania and maybe Wisconsin, and, of course, North Carolina. Georgia now is a concern, and Arizona and Nevada. I don't know what it look like out there, because that's really all that matters. As you get more blue and more red, it becomes academic, except for 8 states.
Yeah, I think that's right. And the warning signs, of course, are in places like Pennsylvania, where there was a statewide Supreme Court race, and the Democrats won, I think, by 8 points. Now you say, well, turnout wasn't high enough for conservatives and Republicans and all. So, but you're exactly right. It's going to come down to 6 or 7 states. Within those states, it'll come down to 3 counties in each state, maybe, and that's where the whole world will be. And they're really, really well-run counties like Montgomery County, where they had the chaos on election night, or Fulton County, Georgia, where they had chaos on election night. And so you'll be saying to yourself, "That's weird."
Toilet.
yeah, exactly. That's the kind of stuff on steroids we're going to have going into the election cycle. But I have to tell you guys, I think between now and then, in order to get the energy level up in the country, which is to say get fear run wild, I think you're going to see more dramatic stuff. I think Trump, I don't know if I changed my tune or if I've ever said this, I think Trump gets convicted in one of those cases and they put him in jail. I really do think that. I think they will attempt to get the American people, a whole bunch of them, who will say, "That's it, I've had enough," to do something stupid, and they'll say, "See, they did it on January 6th. They're doing it again here," and we'll be living with this incredible onslaught from government. And I don't know. I'm not confident that we're turning the corner, even though they like to tell us the polling looks better for the American people choosing wisely.
Yeah, but that's the overall American. It goes down to those few counties. I thought it was interesting that there was a judge who actually overturned an election because he looked at the video of stuffing the drop boxes in Connecticut. That happened. Yeah. That's on the record. So, that was only one place of one drop box in the country. Now, you can't really believe that. So, it's happened. There's not been one case of proven voting fraud, Steve. Mm-hmm. They were just stuffing votes into a box. It's like a 200-vote race, and they're having to rerun the election because the judge says this is unbelievable.
Well,
so that should get some people to think, "Wow."
Yeah, there's 200,000 votes out of 2 million, 10% in Maricopa County in Phoenix, where it was on the wrong paper. So
no, it didn't count them. No, that was another case, and there's all kinds of. At least the people do understand out there that they need to work on that process. I don't know how they'll do, because the Republicans have backed off of the issue. The media won't touch it. And I don't see enough getting changed, Eddie, to where Joe may hang in there another 4 seats.
Well, and what does it mean? Because Donald Trump will have multiple convictions by the voting day. Will that matter, Ed, by then, or what?
Well, I've always said that of course it matters. If you go out to a normal person that's not the three of us and your listeners, and they're working hard and all, and you say that guy got convicted twice. We're Americans. We think he must have done something, right? I mean, there was a very interesting interview Tucker Carlson did with that Martin Scarelli.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I thought it was fascinating guy. First of all, it's kind of impressive guy. I'd never seen him interviewed, and he was talking about how the system is stacked against you, and everybody just, that's just the way it is. And when you're indicted in a federal court, but it doesn't matter. The American people will think, as he mentioned, something like ex-con is how they identify you. It will matter, and they'll try to use it against them. But I also thought Scarelli's point, which is a lot of Americans are looking up and they're saying Donald Trump has everybody stacked against him. That's how I feel too. And there's more people at least paying attention. Again, it comes down to, Johnny is this broken record on this. Can we have a free and fair election, right? I mean, if we have a free and fair election, I think the public will choose right. And when I say free and fair, I don't just mean cheating at the ballot box. I mean lying in the media, right? And setting up these fake wars and setting up these dynamics where, you're supposed to be afraid. We had an example over the weekend in Washington, D.C. You might have seen it. There was, 500,000, 1 million, I don't know. People came and a lot of them had swastikas and anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic statements. They were ostensibly a Palestinian support thing with lots of Hamas supporters and all in Washington, D.C. over the weekend. Yeah. And yet you'll see coverage of the one redneck, jerk who has a Confederate flag, and they'll say anti-Semitism and white supremacy is the greatest domestic threat. I don't know. And my point is, you can brainwash the country, and if you're good enough at it, it works. It's not called brainwashing because it doesn't work. It's brainwashing because it works. And so, when can you break the spell of the anti-Semitic? On college campuses, there's anti-Semitism all over the place, and they're not conservatives. That's not the Republicans that are doing that. And yet you're going to hear over and over again, Donald Trump with Jewish grandchildren and a Jewish daughter is anti-Semitic. I mean, these people are lunatics, except it works.
Well, and to Eddie, the Justice Department, when you're in control and you abuse it, you use it to attack Trump and to protect Biden. So it's a double power move, and it's extremely effective, and that's cheating. That would be cheating, because you're supposed to look at the facts for everybody and try to treat them equally under the law. And that's not happening, and I don't even think a rabid progressive would try to in private admit that it's been fair.
Ed, we're gonna go. We got Brett Bielema calling in, our football coach.
The coach.
We're gonna talk. And by the way, let me hit. I gotta hit your music here before you go.
Yeah, give me the music.
All right, here's Bruno Mars, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. Ed, how can people find Ed Martin?
That's better. Over on Twitter at Eagle Ed Martin, I'm doing my best to fight the good fight, and then PhyllisSchlafly.com is where you can see a lot of our writings. Also, John Schlafly's weekly column. So, PhyllisSchlafly.com. As always, a pleasure, guys.
Always a pleasure. Brother Johnny, keep praying for us. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's Ed Martin, Brother Johnny, ESPN 93.5. Ladies and gentlemen, Brett Bielema. All right, so there's been some great sports calls. Jack Buck. I can't believe what I just saw. Brett, you remember Tiger in the Masters on 16 on that chip? Do you remember that?
I do.
I mean, that was just one of the greatest calls of all time by Vern Lundquist.
Oh, wow! Have you seen anything like that?
All right, so I've got you pegged for thousands of games that you've watched and probably played or participated in 300, 400, 500 games yourself. Have you ever seen anything, what happened to the end of the Minnesota game? No way, man. No way that happens.
Yeah, I have, but yeah, that one was special. The only thing that kind of, from our perspective, when you see things happen that you don't expect to happen, they're probably more shocking. I think, three people on that particular play. John Paddock, first off, he saw the alignment, he saw what they were playing, and he knew what he could do. Isaiah Williams crossed in front of him in motion and told him what he was going to do. And as a head coach, I understand that defense, and I knew as soon as we went across in motion, the way they reacted, they had the defense that we expected them to be in, and why Coach Lunny called that play. So it wasn't as shocking. It was more of just, is this going to execute the way we asked it to be done, right?
But if
kind of cool.
If Stevie Jay's your quarterback, I'm having a Snickers. I didn't warm up. I mean, you don't have any timeouts. Allmeier's down, but you got to get in there. And then John Paddock says, "Trust me," in the huddle. Or in his 4th and 11. That doesn't get done. It's stunning.
Yeah, I think twofold. He's really, since he got here in January, he's kind of the same guy every day. You know what I mean? He's just incredibly into the moment. On Thursday we got done with practice, and we kind of always call up everybody and have a moment. And like I said, I told these guys, hey, we're in game 9 this week. You got 8 games to watch on these cats. A lot of good things that you can learn from them. Know your opponent. We all knew we were playing Minnesota, but if you're the right defensive end, you're going to be going against the right tackle. You need to know who he is and what he is. And our guys have really bought into that moment. And John Paddock, even though he was the backup quarterback, I think he prepared as a starter and came through on a 4th and 11 and 2 more plays in a row to make it all happen.
And then I think what you said in the post game about that NFL friend of yours that came through and said, before the game this last week, said, hey, you're not having the season you wanted, but you got something special going on here. This doesn't happen with a kid like John Paddock unless the whole culture is like rooting for each other and prepared, and you've got that going on, which has to feel good.
It does. It's good that John, did a lot of sacrifices to get with us, right? Like, he's a guy that was a starter, could have returned and been a starter there and at the Ball State in the MAC. And, he had a legacy kid. Obviously, a lot of people in town know his grandfather, John Wright, and his uncle, John Wright Jr., his mom and dad. His mom went to Illinois. Just everything that he is in that moment was created way before that day, right? Like, the way he's been raised, the way he's been brought up. It's cool. And then I tell you, Isaiah Williams is a kid since I've got here. I'm 3 years into this, and on a daily basis, he just impresses me more and more every day.
Well, you got one, Jason Newton. This Johnny Newton. I mean, you've probably seen players that are that kind of speed to get the quarterback and all that, but because your NFL years. But what he does to change it. If he didn't get all the tackles, they're double teaming, or somebody else will. But the whole energy level lifts on the team when Johnny plays.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling all week whenever that moment came the first time in the second half, it was going to be big. I didn't know it was going to be that big. That was a 4-point play, so that was a play that if they complete it, they have a chance for a touchdown.
Yep.
If we stop it, they're kicking a field goal. So we really saved 4 points from going on the board on that play. And to your point, Stevie J, he basically hit an outside swipe move to the left. And I think the part that separates Johnny, the reason he's going to bring a high draft value is once he beats the lineman, a lot of quarterbacks are used to big linemen kind of lumbering after him. But Johnny can close after a pass rush move. He can close on a quarterback pass. That quarterback just took off thinking he was going to outrun Johnny. In 3 steps, he was caught, right? And that's the thing that separates him from the others.
All right, so Indiana's coming in. I've never seen a conference with 7 teams where you literally can flip a coin. There's not a nickel's difference between the first and last place team in this division. Last time for the West. I mean, wow, you could win them all, you could lose them all. This is going to be a good game. Indiana beats Wisconsin. What?
Yeah, they played really well. So about 4 weeks ago, they had a bye week, and their head coach made a decision to transition on the offense side of the ball, and they've kind of changed who they are, what they are offensively. Defensively, they're very scrappy, have a great player. So we had Isaiah Williams as the offensive player of the week. They had number 44, their outside linebacker, became the defensive player of the week in the Big Ten. So they've got good players. They have a coach that's very highly motivated. Coach Allen's had a lot of success during his time there, and these kids are playing hungry. But, this game is, it's game 10 for us. We're focused on Indiana. We're going to go out and practice our normal Wednesday, early down, third down, red area review. We'll work our SWAT and our KOR and all the finer details, and we'll come in after practice, and we'll have some meetings this afternoon and jump into practice Thursday. And, this team last year knocked us off, right? A team that was the second game of the year. They beat us on a Friday night, and I think our guys are excited to get the opportunity to play them again.
Well, last year we lost to Indiana, and everybody's bummed. I came Monday, and I said, we're going to a bowl. This is a really good team. We got a really good team. So we owe them, so let's do that. Luke Altmaier, I got to ask my journalist question. I'm not a journalist, but how's he doing?
He's doing great.
Good.
He really, even Sunday morning when he came in here, I asked him to come in, pop in and see me, and just his energy. And then Monday got better, Tuesday got better.
Excellent.
So as long as we keep moving in the right direction, the kid's a great kid, great. I threw some stats out, like his numbers since the Penn State game. Obviously, Penn State 4 picks, but since then, he's averaged almost 220 yards a game. He's 10 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. I think Saturday at halftime he was 15 and 19, and it's just like there's such an uptick in what we're doing, how we're doing it. I understand, but I think if people can stay the face, this program has just continued to get better and hopefully put ourselves in a good position Saturday. The good news is we did some good things in the last couple of weeks. The bad news is, right, we got to take advantage of it this week, otherwise it's all for naught, right? So,
right.
I like the approach of our guys. I like their demeanor.
All right, and your TMZ question is: did the girls want smiley pancakes at Le Peep again, or how did you handle?
They did. They got some. They got some Le Peep. I try to give my wife some sanity during the week when I can, so I took them. Of course, they didn't understand it was daylight savings, so they were up at 6.
Right.
I think we hit Le Peep about 7 a.m. and they got their strawberry with whipped cream, and it was classic. We were walking out, and of course, everybody comes up, says a lot of nice things, right? The community of Champaign. I think Le Peep is just a microcosm of what this place is all about. Just good people, great environment, and there was a couple that we were walking out, and they talked to my daughters. They said, "Did you watch the game yesterday?" And the girls said yes. It was very exciting, and they said something to the effect, and they're like, "We were all excited and we cried and screamed." I'm like, "We don't have to talk about it. You cried, right?" Like it was too good. But,
well, and they just want to see their daddy, and I know they're happy when you're happy, and they know. I mean, their ages are now. What? How old are they? They're
6 and 4. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, 6 already?
I walked through the door at about 10:15 that night. It took us a while to get back and to get those two screaming down the hallway to jump in my arms. Everything you could ever imagine.
Just a whole different thing, man.
Friedel and Brexley, so sweet.
That's 6 and 4. So anyway, it's game time. Strap it on. You got to like the weather. This is nice. It's going to be 50 on Saturday. That's awesome.
Yeah. We'll hit the practice field here. It'll be about 55. A little overcast this morning, and perfect carryover Saturday at 11. Should be about 50 degrees and sunshine. So got some early tailgates. You got to mix in a little coffee and a little kick in the day. So I'm sure the place will be up and running and excited. We only have 2 more guaranteed opportunities here at Memorial, and I think this weekend to be on Veterans Day at 11 a.m. kick, right? Like, Veterans Day was actually Armistice Day. Back in 1954, they changed it. It was named on November 11th for the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month, and to honor all the vets, current and past, and to be there on Veterans Day for that against this opponent. I think it's about everything you can draw up for Memorial.
Well, and plus the crowd is coming ready this year. This is the best home crowd I've seen in years.
Right.
Years. Energy-wise, attendance-wise. So congratulations on that, Brett.
And there's a lot of in and out of Memorial Stadium with flag football and some of the military going at it. It should be great that we're hosting something like that.
Oh, that's fine.
So good stuff at Memorial Stadium.
Well, listen, keep it going. We appreciate your time, and go Illini. Let's get Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Stevie Jay. Thank you, Dan. ILL.
I. Oh, yeah. Gotta wait for that.
Exactly.
All right, Brett Bielema, Illinois football coach.
How exciting.
Just you could feel
like you said, Stevie, could be a bowl game in our future.
I said that last week before the Minnesota game.
Exactly.
Just have to reiterate that.
I just have this kind of good feeling myself.
Well, it's you got Johnny Newton. How can one guy? I don't know. The whole thing changes when he plays, and it's just. Every time a quarterback comes to the line, they got to find number 4, and he switches sides. So then when he's over there and you thought he'd be over there, then the call isn't going to work because you can't run toward him. If you run the football toward him, he'll tackle you. Doesn't work. So they switch sides, or they call an audible. Then he just bounces around. So he, as PJ Fleck said after the Minnesota game, he said, "What happened in the second half? You only gained 67 total yards, Minnesota. What were you were winning at?" Number 4 was very disruptive.
Yes.
So that's our guy. And then you got Indiana who again stung. That stung. That game last year, we were way better than Indiana, and they came down last second, got a touchdown.
And blew me too.
Yeah, that was hard. Mm-hmm. So we get to pay him back this year.
There you go.
So you win that one. And listen, Iowa's totally in play, and so is Northwestern. Even though Northwestern was down 21 in the fourth quarter to Minnesota and beat them.
Whoa.
Brett Bielema showed that the night before the Illinois game, saying you're not out of this ever, and showed how Minnesota's thinking, man, I should have won the Northwestern game. They're thinking, well, we feel we should have won the Wisconsin game.
Sure.
So that's just what you got in this west of the Big Ten. Anyway, I didn't even bring it up, but there's a mathematical way Illinois can go to the Big Ten championship in December.
If the right teams lose.
And we win
and
the rest.
We keep winning.
Yeah. There's a mathematical way we go. That's how jumbled and a mess the West is.
Number 22, Iowa, by the way, will be 11 a.m. or 2:30 or 3. They haven't decided on that up in Iowa City on November 18th.
Let's beat Indiana, and then you're on the edge of the Fighting Illini, marching Illini, getting 9 buses and going to whatever bowl they're going to.
Love that idea. Go Illini.
Got a plan because, never know where those buses will be.
Absolutely.
I don't think getting 9 buses is easy.
Crazy.
Okay, we'll be back. Steve Suderman, our buddy from Good Vibes, graciously allowed us to call him right after the news because he's normally up where Brett was.
Yes.
So that'll be next, and we get all the electronic stuff that I love.
I love it.
This is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana. It is November 8th. It is Wednesday. Time for the news at 8 o'clock.
United support for Israel. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, at a gathering of our allies in Japan.
The G7 ministers reaffirmed our staunch support for Israel's right and obligation to defend itself and seek to ensure the attacks of October 7th can never happen again.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken. They also call on Israel to allow brief pauses in the war against Hamas to get more humanitarian aid into Gaza, where more civilians are being evacuated today.
The IDF has mobilized its entire artillery force, both here in the south along the Gaza border and in the north with Lebanon. You can hear some of that outgoing artillery there. They say the death toll among their forces now stands at 31 soldiers.
Fox's Trey Yanks. The House has voted to censure pro-Palestinian Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib for controversial comments, including what her critics claim is a call for Israel's destruction. The Democrat was defiant, saying on the House floor,
I can't believe I have to say this, but Palestinian people are not disposable.
Ivanka Trump will take the witness stand in New York 2 days after her father's combative testimony denying the Trump organization committed fraud like the judge ruled. And as Fox's Griff Jenkins reports, the former president wrote on Truth Social, the judge is a fraud and so is the Democratic Attorney General who sued him.
Letitia Peekaboo James, the corrupt and racist New York State Attorney General, who has allowed murder and violent crime in New York to flourish.
Now, the former president also calls the case election interference as a new CNN poll joins others, giving him a lead head-to-head against President Biden. Democrats scored big Election Day abortion victories. 56% of Ohio voters approved a ballot question to put abortion rights into the state constitution.
The 7th state where voters decided to protect abortion access 17 months after the Supreme Court reversed Roe versus Wade. Now, this measure prevents bans on abortions for the mother's health or before the fetus is considered viable.
Fox's Brooke Singman. Democrats also won control of the Virginia state legislature. Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin had wanted GOP control so they could pass a 15-week abortion ban. America's listening to Fox News.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
We mentioned the victories for abortion rights advocates in Ohio and Virginia. In 2 other states, governors were reelected.
Kentucky is on a historic win streak. The 2 best years of economic development in the history of the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
That's Democratic Governor Andy Beshear celebrating his win over Republican Daniel Cameron by 5 points. In Mississippi, it was a Republican reelected. Governor Tate Reeves also by a 5-point margin.
Fending off a challenge from Democrat Brandon Presley.
Mississippi has momentum, and this is Mississippi's time.
Reeves, who ran on conservative values and creating jobs, thanking former President Donald Trump for his support during a victory speech.
And I got news for everybody out there. We ain't done yet.
Presley, a commissioner for the state's public utility regulator and a distant cousin of Elvis Presley, ran on addressing a hospital crisis in rural communities, expanding Medicaid, and bashing Reeves for a welfare corruption scandal. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Tonight, Republicans running for president will debate again without the front runner.
GOP presidential candidates are set to meet in Miami tonight for their third primary-level debate. On stage is expected to be Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Ambassador Nikki Haley, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, South Carolina U.S. Senator Tim Scott, and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy. Not appearing once again is the apparent frontrunner, former President Donald Trump. The former president is holding a rally during the debate in nearby Hialeah, a predominantly Latino-American suburb and Republican stronghold. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
Well, also not at the debate tonight, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. His poll number's too low to meet the party's increased threshold. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. City of Champaign being recognized as a certified welcoming place by Welcoming America. Award handed down after Champaign participated in Welcoming America's comprehensive evaluation process last year. The city is the only municipality in Illinois to achieve this distinction. To celebrate the accomplishment, the city hosting a celebration at Champaign City Building. Several police departments in Champaign County investigating a series of bank account thefts, and Crime Stoppers now asking the public for their help. There have been several reports of U of I Community Credit Union customers' accounts being compromised and their funds accessed, all while the victims still had possession of their credit and debit cards. University of Illinois student Isabella Smith crowned as Miss Illinois Collegiate USA over the weekend. Smith, a junior at the U of I, studying communications. She works as an events manager and also spends time fundraising and bringing awareness to cystic fibrosis. Pageant held at the Bendix Arena Saturday in South Bend, Indiana. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. We got weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC. Mr. Greg Solier is joined as our meteorologist with another great day, sir.
Yeah, you betcha. Get out and enjoy it. And while there's a bit of a downward trend on temperatures around here, back to a little more realistic early November readings, this too shall pass with another El Nino-driven pattern shift around here. The western states, boy, California, there'll be absolutely no worries about drought. There is nothing going on there drought-wise to begin with. They go the other direction with a series of storms coming ashore there in the coming weeks that will keep our jet stream winds favorable for warmer days. Lots of moisture to the west and down south of us, probably a turn with time here as we get closer to Thanksgiving with more liquid moisture in mind. And we actually certainly need it with the river levels, especially the Mississippi at close to record low levels. So barge traffic at a kind of slower than go pace in that particular part of the country. Of course, all this leading up into having to do with harvest operations and the movement of grains downstream. Boy, get out and enjoy already. All right, 62 degrees over at Willett and Savoy. 58 at Rantoul, 57 at Danville, 59 Bloomington, Norval. They're already close to 70 down St. Louis ways. We'll make 77 today, even a couple of 80s south of Champaign County. Partly sunny skies, maybe a couple of sprinkles out northwest of about the I-55 corridor late this morning, and maybe even a shower close to home here late in the afternoon and early evening. Otherwise, a couple of showers tonight. Nothing to worry about from a harvest standpoint. Totals, so they stay light with a low down to 48. Partly cloudy tomorrow, breezy, much cooler, 56. 55 on Friday. Quiet weather for the weekend. Kickoff temperatures somewhere around 50-ish on Saturday. 56 the high on Sunday. Near 60 Monday. Into the lower 60s Tuesday. 65 to 70 Wednesday, and into the 70s next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, he's Mr. Steve Suderman at Good Vibes. First day at the job. Congratulations on getting hired on over there, buddy. It has been over 50 years this man has worked at Good Vibes, where you get all your home theaters and your sound, and they got the people to install. How are things going there, friend?
Not too bad. November is our actual birthday month. We opened our doors on November 1st or 2nd or 3rd, who knows, in 1971, because who remembers? But one thing we should remember: thanks to all the veterans from me, from my company, for past and present. That event is coming up Saturday, and that's a good one. Illinois football, holy mackerel! The Wisconsin game was so good, but the end was so disappointing. And then we have the opposite effect in Minnesota. we all feel kind of like maybe the corner's been turned, and it's no question that coach has really been great for the program.
Well, I mean, thanks for yielding, because you're normally on when Brett Bielema was just on last hour, but he's pretty, you can hear it in his voice that this team's playing better football, and it's amazing, this Big Ten, particularly the West, where there's just no difference between the first and last play. They're just all about the same. About the same.
My brother-in-law lives in Wisconsin. He said, that Coach Bielema is going to do great things for the Illinois program.
Yep,
yeah,
I agree.
I know you guys. So, and I think it's happened, and it's happening, and it's going to keep happening. So good for him. I spent most of yesterday assembling the print ad for the Black Friday weekend. Oh my gosh, my least favorite thing is doing that.
Yeah.
Artwork, and so I'm not good at it. It's slow, but there's an 86-inch LG mini LED TV with the ultra wide angle. The discussion was what's going to be the middle one. Not the cheap one, not the flagship, but what's going to be the one that the people will buy. $22.99.
What?
It's got the fast gaming inputs. It's the brightest TV you've ever seen. It's got the anti-glare screen. We don't have it yet, but they just put them in a truck yesterday. We ordered them.
85-inch for $2,200.
86, and it's $22.99. But yeah, and that's not the cheap one. That's the go-to. The step-up model. We're going to have a Sony's going to have one for $11.99 in that size. Man. Really plain vanilla. We're going to stock the one that's $200 more. So you can get really big, good displays for just over $1,000 from the major name brands. OLEDs, the size that really, really sells are the 55s and 65s. If you want to get up to the 80-some inches, those are expensive, but the velocity on those 65s is really picking up. They are, $15.99 is the LG mid-grade. We'll let the cheap ones go to Costco.
Yeah.
Don't buy the A or B models. Buy the C or G models. They have better processors. They won't give you the blocking and tiling on the motion stuff, and that's why we carry them. And Costco can have the other ones. But all those deals are already in place. By the 17th. Everything, the dam will break, all the audio deals, Klipsch's, I'm shocked. Their prices are already on their website, and every model says they don't have any inventory. It cracks me up.
Wow.
So they're breaking the deals early, but they're not going to let you buy them until about a week goes by.
When should I come in? That's my question. When to get all this stuff?
If it's audio, it all breaks on the 17th.
Okay.
So a week from Friday, everything that's going to be on sale is out there. It's already there now for a whole lot of things. But Sonos they'll wait till the last minute for their deals, and their deals are good. They'll be 20% off. So we'll have a whole week before Thanksgiving to
awesome
haul the mail.
When Steve Suderman was young and loading things into Good Vibes, he'd been working there 3 years, and this one-hit wonder was playing out of his radio in that car with the windows rolled down.
No AC.
Anybody remember who this is?
I know the song is Beach Baby, right?
Yeah, but who sang it? One-hit wonder. A group called First Class.
First Class.
All right, my friend, how can people find you?
We're at gvibes.com on the web. We're at 2010 Round Barn, where our store is, and you can call us at 351-0909.
Support local. Support Steve and Good Vibes. Thanks, partner.
Thanks, Stevie.
Becky Beach, the golfer, she loves this song.
Oh, I bet.
Beach Baby, Becky Beach Baby.
Nathan Montgomery wasn't even born when this came out, for crying out loud.
I was not. 77. 77 was my
That's Salt and Light. This is a great place that actually teaches people how to fish. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, it's not
That's right.
You guys give people self-worth and self-value by having them earn stuff, which is the best thing you can do for somebody versus handouts.
100%. We believe that every person has something to offer. And unfortunately, I think our one-way giving models communicate the opposite, right? They reinforce this idea that you have a need, and so you go to the people who have the stuff, and they provide you with the stuff, and that's it, right?
And it's a generational, then, kind of impression that you're passing along, that, you just kind of get this, you're entitled and you don't earn it.
Yeah, I've observed, I observed, especially in our old model, generational cycles of poverty playing out, right? Where kids stood in line with mom and dad, and then we're back as adults, young adults on their own, waiting in line. And that was really kind of at the time where we started wrestling with what does it really mean to help?
Yeah.
Right? How do we define that? What does that look like?
That's right.
I think the best gift you give anybody is self-reliancy. You help them be self-reliant. They have, if I give you tickets to the game, or you mow my grass and get tickets to the game, are you more likely to go if you mowed the grass? The answer is yes.
Right.
100%.
There's no value in what you've just been given.
Exactly.
You're right. And anybody that has raised kids, right? We know that there comes a point, unless you want to be doing that thing for your kid, whether it's tying their shoes or wiping their butt, unless you want to do it forever, at some point you have to teach them how to do it.
Yeah.
And the joy in their face when they accomplish things, right? Young kids, it's unbelievable. And that's because that's how we're wired, right?
No,
We're
that's
wired
right. That's exactly right. So what do you have going on now? What's happening?
Oh, all kinds of stuff, but we have an exciting event coming up tomorrow night, Praise to Raise at the Vineyard Church here in Champaign. We've got Kyle from the Vineyard, who's the worship leader there, Daniel from CU, and Caitlin over at First Christian are all going to be leading worship along with a choir and a band. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun night of praise and worship mixed in with testimonials and mission and vision and some stuff that we have going on, some changes that are happening programmatically that I think people are going to be really excited to hear about.
Awesome. All right, so when do I come? What do I pay? Of all of that?
Yeah, so doors open at 6, starts at 7. Tickets are $10. You can either get them.
You can give a little more if you want it.
Yes, and that's what the night we're hoping is a fundraiser. We'll help raise some funds for us that we definitely need, and so you can get tickets online or you can get them at the door. Or you could buy them in person. We actually still have them at the register at both of our locations as well.
Nathan, we're talking about the job skills and the conversation, but people can shop and donate. And let's talk to that in the 2 locations that you have.
Yeah, one of the really unique things about our model, which is we just had another group in for out-of-state conference, and we're touring our facility, is that it's open to everyone. And it's really this social entrepreneurial idea. I attended the first social entrepreneur workshop that the U of I hosted many, many years ago, which kind of birthed a little bit of this idea of how nonprofits can identify for-profit ways to fund their nonprofit mission. And so for us, it's the thrift and the grocery. The community comes in and shops, and those dollars and cents help to fund our programming, help to fund the store credit our participants earn along with the other programs and services. And so for us, we're at a place now where 85% of our budget is self-funded through the retail operations, which of course is unheard of in the nonprofit world.
Unbelievable.
And so we still have that 15%.
You're self-reliant, right?
and that's what's kind of really cool about it is that we've built a model that actually models what you're doing. What we're doing.
At 85% you're earning yourself.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And
has anybody said that?
No. That's why we've had groups in over the years, especially since we launched Urbana, from all over the country.
How are you doing this, right?
Yeah.
Because if you go and your fundraiser doesn't go, where's your budget?
Right. So a lot of communities and organizations have been wrestling with, how do we engage access to basic resources more developmentally?
Yeah.
Right. People are waking up and recognizing the way we've been doing things in our food pantries and clothing closets and our one-way giving models hasn't worked, right? In fact, it's contributed to the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, they're trying to identify different ways of doing it, but then also how do you fund it? And so that's where what we do is really kind of revolutionize that space.
Well, and I love the fact that you give people a hand when it comes to building your resume or giving you an outfit to wear when you're interviewing for a job the first time and really helping people in this transition to find a job.
Yeah, we have all kinds. We offer classes ourselves, partner with other organizations, and that's actually part of what we're going to be talking about tomorrow night is this next step that we're going to take programmatically. We've spent a couple of years developing 2 different tracks. An enrichment track for folks for whom meaningful employment outside of Salt and Light is probably not realistic, so more like seniors and folks with significant disabilities, but then an employment track for folks that it is. And so as a part of that employment track, it's actually actually going to bring together some of the educational pieces that we've had kind of a la carte into one holistic program where they're required to go through the financial education classes, the basic work skills classes, and be in small groups, all leading towards self-sustaining full-time employment. And so right now, the problem had been being able to hire for that position. We didn't have the funds. We didn't have the margin on our current staff. We needed a new full-time person, really kind of a case management, social work type role. And one of our church partners, CU Church actually, has agreed to fully fund this position for the first year and then fund it at 50% for another year.
Okay.
So it's allowing us to get it launched and off the ground.
Nice.
So we're hiring for that position right now and hope at the beginning of the year to start our first cohort on that employment track.
How can people learn more?
Yep.
What do we do? Is there a website?
Yeah, so saltandlightministry.org. You can go check us out. Lots of information there. The new programming stuff isn't up yet, but that will be coming up as well. And definitely come in, check us out. See, especially our Urbana location, it's not what you might think when you think about folks doing the kind of work that we do.
In the old county market.
My mom's favorite store.
We love it. We love it.
She's there.
Well, and she's, transitioning books that somebody has given up to different classrooms and things like that, right? Little kids reading.
My daughter-in-law teaches in Park Ridge, Illinois. And she gets them, and they're just terrific. There's just a gold mine in that shop, man.
We have. It's kind of crazy the different things we see every day, from collectibles and antiques all the way through just your basic needs.
Absolutely.
Nathan Montgomery, Salt and Light, you the man. Hope it goes well tomorrow night.
Thank you. Appreciate all your guys' support with the event.
Happy to help. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. All right, ESPN 93.5. If you're getting married, might want to talk to the folks at Busey. They suggest setting a solid financial footing. Their experts suggest the following tips for financial intimacy. Will you and your spouse be keeping finances separate or combined? Couples that tackle money problems together, take responsibility for solving them, will find that their relationship is better for it. Well, share credit. How are you? How am I? What's your number? All that. Cupid's Arrow. Develop a plan to shoot down existing debt. It might take a minute to get all that done, but at least you have a plan. And then be realistic when budgeting your monthly savings goal. When you're just starting out or celebrating a milestone anniversary, Busey can provide an array of solutions tailored to your specific needs. You can keep and manage all of your accounts in one place, 5 lines of business: personal, mortgage, business, cash management, wealth management. You can just visit Busey.com. Stop by one of their many convenient locations today. They've been around since 1868. That's amazing.
A year after the U of I, they started that drive-through with the horses and all that, huh?
Yeah.
And
No,
the
I
wagon.
imagine they had the... and it still sounded... What the heck?
Charlie Brown's teacher voice.
No, exactly.
So, but anyway,
All right.
we've got your weather coming up?
Yeah,
or?
weather coming up in just a few moments. It's 8:22. We can do the weather with Greg because it's so nice. Brought to you by Houlihan.
Houlihan's reminds you from 6 to 8 on Thursdays. They always have nice music playing as you enjoy. I had some soup last week. And some great drink. They did.
Yeah.
That was Jonathan Snyder. He was wonderful. This time it'll be Leon, Lewis, Nicole duo. So enjoy the music tomorrow, 6 to 8 at Houlihan's.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, Nevis, Saturday, and a nice, delightful days worth of wind blown. Perhaps more or less early September weather across the area, with temperatures well into the 70s. Cold front will come through the area, knocking temperatures down to more seasonal levels. Another big warm-up slated for next week. Windy and warm as expected for the day today. Partly sunny skies, maybe a sprinkle this morning and a spray shower late this afternoon at 77. That south wind 15 to 25 and gusty. Lingering shower too early on tonight. No big deal in the rainfall. Winds will shift around into the northwest to diminish. Low down to 48. Tomorrow, breezy, much cooler, partly cloudy skies and a high of about 56 degrees. Into the upper 30s tomorrow night, sunshine and a high on Friday of about 55. Quiet weather for the weekend with middle 50s by day, lower 30s at night. Getting close to 60 on Monday, lower 60s Tuesday, into the 60s Wednesday, and 70s late next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Stolye.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Warner Brothers Discovery is reporting a mixed quarter. Barron's says the company is now feeling the pain of Hollywood strikes. Television revenue was down, reflecting the strikes in a difficult ad market. Warner Brothers Discovery lost money in the quarter, and the loss was even larger than forecast. Reynolds consumer shares are rallying. The maker of Reynolds Wrap, Hefty Bags, and Fresh Lock Storage is reporting a better than expected quarter. The company is now expecting full-year earnings to come in at the high end of its previous range. And Ralph Lauren reported an upbeat quarter. But electric vehicle startup Fisker has pushed back its earnings to Monday, November 13th. The company says it named a new chief accounting officer after its previous executive left the company, which delayed financial statements. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Janice Dean, Fox News senior meteorologist, and my brand new podcast, The Janice Dean Podcast, is launching on the Fox News Podcast Network. Every week, I'll be focusing in on a person, a place, or a thing that deserves your attention because it makes the world a better place. Be sure to subscribe to The Janice Dean Podcast at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And don't forget to spread the sunshine.
If you need a new business sign or signage for your golf outing, we can do it and help you get noticed. Hi, this is Kirk Lehman, owner of Aftershock Decals and Design, and we can produce any kind of signage you want with our graphic design team. You want a custom design? We are here for you, and we are easy to work with, I promise. So visit us at AftershockDD.com to get a quote and get noticed. That's AftershockDD.com. Get noticed.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
With the leaves and temperatures beginning to fall, it's time to make sure those furnaces are in great running order. Get that furnace tuned up so it doesn't let you down on the cold nights. Dogtown is the People's Choice #1 HVAC company again in 2023. Ask about the current 0% financing offer on all Lennox high comfort systems and single component units for qualifying applicants. The number's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
828, we have a Stever alert. Yes. Go to GoStever.com. It's from Maryland at Merle Norman. It's a free color analysis and a $100 bill to buy stuff. And yeah, it's a big old mirror, and you look at your face, you go, that's not me. That's not me.
What happened over the years?
And then
and what can I do to turn it around?
Match you up with the right makeup is huge. And how are you supposed to know that anyway?
And the skincare products, Stevie. That's why I am so radiant.
Yeah.
I do
all the skincare.
Twice a month I'm on this charcoal exfoliating thing. I mean, it's black coming out of the tube, and I'm rubbing it all over my face and doing the little circles.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, I used to have whiteheads and concerns.
Not anymore.
I don't.
Yeah.
And then you have this follow-up with all this, hyaluronic acid and retinol and all the stuff that really makes your skin pop and glow. And coming into the holiday season and really into the new year, you want to have a nice skincare regimen that you're following to really give you that youthful look all the time. Marilyn is who you should be calling at 359-8100. Get that express facial done. Head to GoStever.com and we'll pick up the tab.
Yep, it'll be right there, and you'll get an email tonight after 8 if you're one of our winners. And again, I'm paying free color analysis, kind of like a facial, and then $100 bill to spend. GoStever.com, GoStever.com. The news coming up.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. One mighty Mississippi win for the GOP. Otherwise, abortion was the issue driving voters to Democrat candidates election day. GOP Governor Tate Reeves on the Mississippi example.
All now know what it means in a state like Mississippi when you stand up to the national liberals and when you stand up to Joe Biden.
Ohio voters passed an amendment putting the right to abortion in the Constitution. Virginia voters defied Governor Glenn Youngkin's call for a GOP majority and an abortion ban at 15 weeks. Instead, voters flipped the legislature into Democrat control. The House voted to censure progressive Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib for calling for the destruction of Israel after the Hamas October attack. Israel says no ceasefire till Hamas releases the hostages. At the White House, Admiral John Kirby says it was President Biden's involvement that got aid rolling in Gaza. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. White House teaming up with the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois to launch a pilot program to help migrants apply for work permits. Sun-Times reports the Biden administration pilot program kicks off Thursday in Chicago. It's designed to help asylum seekers apply for their work authorizations. Officials hope the granting of work permits will take some of the financial burden off the city and the state and fill a large number of job vacancies. The governor is celebrating the opening of Fermilab's new superconducting quantum materials and systems center's garage in Batavia. The garage, one of the largest research labs in the world. The new lab bringing together a multi-sector coalition that'll collaborate to bring quantum technology to scale. Illinois is the only state in the nation to house 2 of the 5 national quantum labs. Big Ten Network's pregame show, Big Tailgate, coming to Champaign. Tailgate's going to set up in Grange Grove on Saturday. The Big Tailgate has a new look with Mike Hall and first-year analyst Tyvis Powell traveling to a different Big Ten campus each week. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity as expected. Big warm-up for the day today. Cold front will be on the move for tonight. Temperatures behind that frontal boundary back to more seasonal levels for this point in November. After that, a steady rise on readings early next week. Big widespread unseasonably warm air mass, perhaps record-setting across much of the core belt. Anticipated the second half of next week and into the following week. No real sign of winter time expected anytime soon. Partly sunny, windy, warm for the day today. day. Maybe a sprinkle in spots this morning and a spray shower late this afternoon. 77 for the high, maybe even 80 south of Champaign County. South wind 15 to 25 in gusty. A couple of showers before midnight tonight. We'll bottom out at 48. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, breezy, much cooler. The high at about 56 degrees. 37 tomorrow night. Weekend forecast, sunshine for the day. Friday at 55. Right around the 55-degree mark Saturday and Sunday, up near 60 by Tuesday, and into the 60s next Wednesday and Thursday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Illini fans, taste what's special about Jets Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5 off. That's right, save $5 on all specialty pizzas like the barbecue chicken pizza, chicken grilled to perfection, premium mozzarella cheese, bacon, red onion, and BBQ sauce. All piled onto Jets' amazing crust made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jets specialty pizza for $5 off.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store. See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring surface is your first stop. Amazing selection, price, and style on hardwoods, laminates, carpet, and tile. Low prices on high fashion. Step up the flooring that gets a wow reaction. See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring surface is your first stop. Flooring surfaces your first stop.
Flooring Surfaces now offers beautiful window fashions. Our interior design team will custom fit shade, shutters, and blinds to any size opening. Visit the showroom to see the latest fashions from Graber and Hunter Douglas, or request an in-home consultation. Whether it's floors or windows, Flooring Surfaces has you covered. See us today at 401 Mercury Drive in Champaign.
See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring surface is your first stop. Flooring surfaces your first stop.
A lot of buzz in Philo. Corner store. Now the Phillips 66 used to be the corner store.
Yeah.
Don Ewing's corner store where Johnny worked, and I worked a little.
I see.
Anyway, somebody bought a lottery ticket, won $1 million in Philo.
Right.
And there's obviously names floating around.
Yes.
I'm not going to say any because if they want to be anonymous, then when I win, I want the same thing.
Right.
Okay.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
But you know, I did not know there was a $30 lottery ticket.
Yes. That's what won over in Snooks in Savoy. It wasn't $1 million, was it? But it was a good bid.
Well, the only way you can win $1 million is to buy the $30 lottery.
Okay, well, maybe that was Snooks.
If the guy who's in construction, if he bought those every day, it's $600 a month just doing weekdays.
A $30 scratch off.
So that's 550 times 4 is $600. I mean, that's a lot. Now, what are the odds of picking up a $30 lottery ticket and winning something? How many days a week would you win something if you bought a $30 lottery ticket every day? You'd win about once a week. Something. Would it be enough to cover your 30? Probably not. But you do. It's 1.1 to 2.85. So every 3 tickets you buy, you win 1. So in 30 days, you're going to have 10 winning tickets. 1 in 3. So depends on what the winning is. But who has $600 to put on the lottery? Not me.
Right.
That's a lot.
There's a picture of Umesh with his Phillips 66 shirt holding this, giant scratch off.
If you sell it, you get 1%. So he gets $10,000. So there you go. Anyway, it's in Philo.
And he serves the soft serve in there, and I really like that.
That ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you bought that one
And it's
day.
only like $2.
Yeah. Well, he's got 10 extra thousand, so maybe he'll buy rounds or something.
Get some sprinkles or something.
Ice
to
cream
put on
rounds
there.
or something.
Exactly.
Anyway, so it's some buzz, and there's good stories, but apparently there's an app for the lottery, and $200 million was given away in 2022 on the app. That sounds dangerous. You buy those all the time on the app. You wouldn't have to go in. I don't know how it all works. I don't play. I thought the maximum you could spend is $2.
This story says the winner who has worked in the construction industry for nearly 30 years.
I have a name. I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to say the name.
Tell me off the
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not, because they
bought a cup of coffee and a $20 scratch-off ticket at the gas station.
They said
part of his daily routine.
I think it's 30. I'm told at coffee that 30 is the only one that gives you a chance at a million.
Okay.
So,
the news got it wrong then. And your Philo coffee at the Philo Tavern.
Yeah,
definitely
the guys at the tavern know, okay?
Okay.
So whatever they say is not fake news. So they said $30 ticket. I just didn't know there was such a thing. So, all right, sports headlines coming up. The Illini women win last night. And we talked to Brett Bielema. We'll recap that coming up as well.
Excellent.
That was last hour.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
These days, it seems like bank names are changing faster than a forecast in February. But at Iroquois Federal, we're still the same community bank we've always been. For more than 135 years, we've built relationships by helping build the things that matter, whether it's a business, a back porch, or the building blocks of a better life. If you're looking for a bank that's here for the long haul, swing by today and see for yourself why different rules. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All right, 8:42. We check our sports headlines.
Women's
the Illini
basketball.
Women. Yeah,
starting the season off right with their 7th straight season opener victory, 81-61 over Morehead State. Genesis Bryant with 32 points and Kendall Bostic with a double-double, 15 points and 13 rebounds. So it should be a great start, and now they'll play Saturday in Milwaukee against Marquette at 2 o'clock.
Don't think Shauna Green was thrilled, but they got a win.
We won. We went 1-0. Was it perfect? No. But it's our first game, and we played a lot of different lineups that we haven't played. So we're going to take this. This is going to be a really good learning experience from it, and that's what we just talked about in the locker room. We're going to take this, we'll break it down, but there's certain things we just need to be better at. We know that, and now it's about putting it into action.
Okay.
Excellent. Go Illini. The men against Oakland. And we had Ben Quattrone from Sarah Automotive on earlier, and people were texting in Sarah, and you have to spell it correctly.
Yeah. If you text in Sarah, I got 4 prime seats.
Right, we still haven't done that award yet.
No,
so
you got time. So text in I'm not telling you how to spell it.
Right.
Text in Sarah, and you text in Sarah. If you misspell it, you're not eligible. And so there. Sarah Champagne, they got GMC, BMW, Buick, Honda, and Subaru. Now, these are 4 seats in section 124. You can go look at a map. This is just down there.
That's right.
You don't sit there.
It's like row 5 and 6. I think.
It's down there, like where you're in the game.
But just above the heads and stuff like that.
No, it's perfect.
It is.
Anyway, so there you go. But you have to text me 217-359-2255. Last call for this.
Right. And that way you can make some arrangements. I know we're kind of on the spontaneous side when we're handing out the tickets to the game to Oakland at 7 o'clock when we go to Pia's after 3 on Friday. Also having tickets to that Dad's Day game against Indiana at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
But for this, you'll go find Ben Quattrone the next 2 days, today and tomorrow.
Right.
So
now, in the lineup of top college football teams, Ohio State's number 1, and they will face Michigan on November 25th. But Michigan finally gets a top 10 competitor in Penn State coming up on Saturday at 11 a.m. Michigan, of course, with the sign stealing controversy, it's still so dramatic right now. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yep, and I think Michigan's getting ready to sue the Big Ten if something happens this year. So they got their lawyers lawyering up. 8:45 now, ESPN 93.5. What did Brett Bielema tell us last hour? I'll recap next.
Everybody needs insurance, and that's why I love Kyle Lewis at Insurance Providers Group. This is Jay Lehman, All-American linebacker. Kyle provides auto, life, health, and all kinds of commercial lines of insurance. They are my one-stop shop for all my insurance needs, and all my rental properties are insured by IPG. That's why you need to email Kyle at IPGINS.com. Kyle at IPGINS.com.
Here's what one shopper said about Pard's Western Shop in Urbana, 306 North Maple, between Maine and University. He said, sure, you can find boots at some big box stores, but nothing like Pard's selections. They're unique, they're local, and they have an excellent store. So many people that visit Pard's in Urbana say the same thing. Pard's in Urbana, 306 North Maple. You can find the best boots in the world and shop local. Visit pards.com, pards.com.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window, and we're proud to be your choice for the 2021 People's Choice Awards for the 3rd year in a row. We want to say thank you by offering buy one, get one 50% off on all windows. And you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com. And remember, at Kramer Siding and Window, you have a friend in the business.
By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business. So we had Brett Bielema on last hour, and he was talking about the end of that game against Minnesota.
Yeah.
How he got home at 10:15. His girls were up.
Still ran down the hall.
Ran down the hall.
Yep.
Nothing like it. They did want smiley pancakes at La Peep the next morning. And, of course, we fell back on the clock, and the kids don't adapt.
That's right.
So they were up really early.
Exactly.
So they were there at La Peep by 7.
I love it.
Those are the best things I had to tell you. How is Luke Altmaier? I asked that very competitive journalist type question.
Yes.
My duty. And he says, getting better every day.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what Indiana's trying to figure out. So, nobody's going to tell you how the quarterback's doing when you're... No.
That's just how it works.
Why wouldn't I make you plan for both?
Well,
I
don't
would.
have much tape on John Paddock with less than a minute played.
No.
And 3 plays and a touchdown.
Yeah. Quarterback rating of 448,
right?
Which is unheard of. So good luck planning on that. Here's what somebody recently said at Pards in Urbana. I was there just a few minutes, and somebody came up and asked if I needed help. And they were incredible, helped me find the size of boot I needed, and then I bought a second pair too. Everything was friendly, everything was excellent. Visit Pards in Urbana, 206 North Maple, between Main and University in Urbana. It's Pards Western Shop since 1968. Or go online and visit pards.com, pards.com.
If you need a new business sign or signage for your golf outing, we can do it and help you get noticed. Hi, this is Kirk Lehman, owner of Aftershock Decals and Design, and we can produce any kind of signage you want with our graphic design team. You want a custom design? We are here for you, and we are easy to work with, I promise. So visit us at AftershockDD.com to get a quote and get noticed. That's AftershockDD.com. Get noticed.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. Weather brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. You need a free analysis on your copier needs, you call Greg Wolf. Watts Copy Systems, where service is more than a promise.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana have a Saturday and a nice, delightful day's worth of wind blown. Perhaps more or less early September weather across the area, with temperatures well into the 70s. Cold front will come through the area, knocking temperatures down to more seasonal levels. Another big warm-up slated for next week. Windy and warm as expected for the day-to-day. Partly sunny skies, maybe a sprinkle this morning and a spray shower late this afternoon at 77. That south wind 15 to 25 and gusty. Lingering shower too early on tonight. No big deal in the rainfall. Winds will shift around into the northwest and diminish. Low down to 48. Tomorrow, breezy, much cooler, partly cloudy skies and a high to about 56 degrees. Into the upper 30s tomorrow night. Sunshine and a high on Friday of about 55. Quiet weather for the weekend with middle 50s by day, lower 30s at night. Getting close to 60 on Monday, lower 60s Tuesday, into the 60s Wednesday, and 70s late next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Stolye.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Todd Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
All right, tomorrow on Thursday, it's Did You Know?
Yeah.
Nathaniel Son joins us. Also, John Decker.
Absolutely.
He just took a ride on the Osprey. That's a fancy helicopter that always travels when the president travels.
Mm-hmm.
So he got to go on a helicopter this week. He sent me a picture of the Osprey.
Okay.
And president is in that one, and then the two others they take are in these. But I said, did you sit by the big guy? I didn't get a response on that one.
I see.
So he was in the press helicopter. I wonder how many they hold. And I bet they're nice seats, right?
Right.
They're not going to be
but
bench seats.
You're wearing the headphones then for the helicopter, right?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think these are maybe, but I don't think it's crazy loud because fancy.
But then if you want to talk to somebody, you hit the button on the headphones. And
I don't know. I don't think
at least
like
that's
that.
how it was in the, all the...
You're talking about the military stuff. This is just a passenger.
Okay.
I don't think it's a weapon. I don't think Osprey's a
We
weapon.
can ask John Decker
Osprey can't shoot anything. I think they just travel. Anyway, we'll ask because I don't know.
Okay.
And how many does an Osprey hold, and why did he get to go, and was there any news? And I guess nothing because I haven't heard a thing.
That's right.
Anyway, he's on tomorrow. That's fun on Thursday. And again, we just got it going on here. We got basketball, which we care about, and now football we now care a lot about because all of a sudden, how do you think of the Maryland game? The game's tied, and we kick a field goal. Barely. Goes to the right, barely got in there. We win. And Maryland's kind of been on a tailspin since.
Right.
And then we do that Wisconsin game where we're totally winning. This is our game. Nobody's beating us today. Johnny Newton targeting. Boo! And he's out, and so is our team. And then we go there, and I'm watching the clock. I didn't tell Brett I was watching the clock the whole first half. Go. Run the clock.
Yeah.
Johnny Newton's coming.
Yeah. Second half.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, there's been times when Illinois has had players like this that are just transformational, but he's certainly one of them. Where he comes in, and it's amazing what he's able to do to a defense and, frankly, the team. So Johnny Newton, Jazon Newton, will be in the game. He's also going to the NFL. He's going to be a first-rounder.
Isaiah Williams rumored to do that too, right?
I don't know where Isaiah stacks up.
Well,
Isaiah can come back next year. He still has another year.
That would be awesome.
Oh, come on, man.
And recruiting day or signing day is on the horizon here too. So I think there's 7 or 8 sports going to be doing
Signing
that.
guys. Diane, thank you.
Enjoy the day.
It's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. Thank you for listening. Have a great Wednesday.
Hi, I'm Champaign County Clerk Aaron Ammons. Voting is a civic duty and responsibility that I work every day to protect and enhance as your county clerk. You have a choice to vote in person or by mail. The data shows that vote by mail is the most efficient way to vote. There are many reasons why, and here are a few. Instead of using your tax dollars for physical space and buying more election equipment, vote by mail allows us to reduce election costs. VBM increases overall voter turnout, and there's no need to schedule time off work or find transportation to cast your ballot. Just follow the step-by-step guidance we mail to you, fill out your ballot, and mail it back to our office. It's that easy. If you use one of the drop boxes located throughout the county, there's no charge for postage. Other states have universal VBM elections, and they see the savings and higher voter turnout we deserve. I strongly encourage you all to sign on to the permanent vote by mail list and vote from the comforts of your home. Go to ChampaignCountyClerkIL.gov and sign up now.
Have you heard rare, exotic Tibetan yak meat is now available locally? Savannah Ridge Farms, operating in Indianola, Illinois, has been expanding their yak herd in central Illinois for nearly 2 years, offering local farm-to-table meat containing absolutely no antibiotics, hormones, or steroids. Savannah Ridge Farms raises free-range yaks, fed organic grass and hay in chemical-free open land. They are humanely raised and harvested locally. Yak meat is one of the best sources of protein and is nearly 100% fat-free. So if you want healthy, nutrient-dense, vitamin-packed red meat without the worry of how it got to your plate, visit SavannahRidgeFarms.com and check out their Facebook page. They deliver to Champaign and Vermilion counties, and you can even pick it up at their farm. And look for Savannah Ridge Farms every Saturday at the Farmers Market inside Lincoln Square, Saturdays from 8 to 11. It's SavannahRidgeFarms.com. You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fleetwood Mac Rumors is coming to the Virginia Theater on November 15th.
Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, the world's finest tribute to Fleetwood Mac, returns to the stage at the Virginia Theater Wednesday, November 15th. Founding member Mick Fleetwood actually endorsed Rumors of Fleetwood Mac.
channeling the spirit of Fleetwood Mac, performing hits like Go Your Own Way and Dreams and Rhiannon.
Get your tickets now at thevirginia.org.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first, you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Did you know the Anita Purvis Nature Center is a home for live animals? Stop by the Nature Center. View the turtles, owls, snakes, and salamanders. These were orphaned or injured animals who wouldn't be able to survive in the wild, but they help educate the public at the Nature Center. Sponsor an educational animal for as little as $15 a month. And make sure that animal has good food, housing, and medical care. For details, visit urbanaparks.org.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
This is